I'm gonna tell you guys how dedicated I am to uploading a video right fucking now. All right, so listen, I never recorded videos looking like this. I did one time because I was in a rush, and like I even clarified that, but like I'm in a real rush now because I don't know how positive I am on this, but like I'm like 99% sure that there's two of my friends tripping outside in a car parked outside of my house. But like I never told them to come, you know. So like I guess they just like took it upon themselves to go ahead and come here and just take it. And I'm like, well, I mean, like I gotta do this first. So like I mean, you guys could just sit in there and I'll get back to you on that. But if we hear a car driving off, disregard what I said. All right, so which video are we recording today? I don't know if I'm gonna remake the one I recorded the other day because I looked ugly in it, but like I'm gonna look ugly in this one too. Okay, so I just checked the video and I 100% need to re-record it. I wish I didn't have OCD. Like I have like the diagnosed kind too, you know, like not that like, oh my God, I need to organize my binder. No, like you don't have OCD. You're just a bitch. You know, like if I step in a shadow with this leg's going in a shadow too, like that type. If I have to go through a door, I need to go through the center of it. That type of OCD. Never mind. I'm just like like shut up, you know? Sometimes I just gotta shut the fuck up. All right, so we're gonna be talking about the reason why I started in OnlyFans. Also, I don't know which channel this is about to go on because I was like, I mean, like I've talked about it a little bit, but like I never made like a full on like I made an OnlyFans video, so I'm sure the majority of you still don't know unless you like found my shit on accident. I don't want to give too many details like salary and like numbers of fans and shit like that, but in a way it's nothing like what you would expect, you know? Like, I don't want people out here thinking, like, I just, like, woke up one day, made one, and then it just, like, came to me like that. Like, fuck no. I spend literally all day promoting it on, like, fucking 6 different apps. Like, it is honestly more work than any other job I've ever had. But, like, in a sense, it's not because it doesn't feel like work, you know? Now, there are a few people, you know, they can just go on their Instagram, put it in their little bio and be like, go subscribe, and then boom, $1 million. But I'm not fucking Bella Thorne. So far from it. So I got a lot of, you know, a lot of work to do if I want to stay where I'm at. If I want to progress, I need to do the same amount of work I'm doing now, plus more. Like, for example, I do retweet for retweet on Twitter and shit. And all these people, don't even get me started. They're like, where do you retweet that? Because it's retweet for retweet. Like, that's on a different Twitter, by the way. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, then disregard that. I used to do like 50 retweets for retweets a day, meaning I'd go through my DMs and like send my tweet to 50 people and be like retweet for retweet. Nowadays, if I don't even tweet every day anymore because of this, but like I have at least 600 people in my DMs for retweet. There's no guaranteeing I would like actually send it to them all though, because like some of them get like banned and don't do it every day. But I'm just saying, like the numbers, like it just becomes more and more work as it goes on. And maybe that's why I'm recording this. So we're going to talk about why I started it first, which is literally the first point. We're 3 minutes into the video and I have literally not even touched base on that. Yeah. So as you guys know, I've had like several jobs throughout the years. Like I worked at McDonald's, which I think that was my breaking point in life. That was my first job ever. And like, since that day, I knew I was like, life is a fucking scam and I am going to be a part of that scam. But you know what I mean? Like, you got to be a part of the scam. You can't be like the one getting scammed. You can't be the employee. You have to be the employer. But like, I mean, I'm still not I guess I am self-employed, but that's whatever. At McDonald's, I remember working like shifts for like, the minimum wage in Pennsylvania is $7.25. So like for my California or like the heavily populated areas, they're gonna be like, what? Yeah, I used to work for $7.25 an hour. That was when I was like 15. My paychecks would be like $200 every 2 weeks, so like $400 a month. And I just remember thinking, I was like, how the fuck does anyone live off of that? I mean, like, I know the managers work longer, but like they get like $2 more. Like I know like the starting manager at the time was getting like $10 an hour, I think, and that was like with a bonus added to it. And I was like, you did all that for $10? Just to clarify, that wasn't like a diss. I'm not saying like you're crazy for doing that, because like, you know, not everyone has a different option. But like what I'm saying is I don't want that to happen to me. I remember, as soon as I got my first paycheck, like before that, I was like the hardest worker there. I was like, yeah, let's do this, let's do that. And then I was like, for $200? Not me. From that point forward, every job I ever had, I literally half-assed it after the first week, because it's the same shit everywhere you go. It, like, no matter what, it's just always fucking $400 every 2 weeks. It's not enough to live. Not that I need to, like, you know, care for myself like that, but I mean, kind of do. So after I worked at McDonald's, I'd like started doing YouTube and shit, And like, I mean, I wasn't getting paid insane. I just thought it was like insane at the time, you know, because like I wasn't used to seeing more than $400 a month. That video that got 1 million views that month, I got like $3,000, and I was like just fucking mind blown by that, thinking that's like some crazy wage, when in reality that's like barely enough to live. Like, you might be able to buy like all your necessities, but you're not gonna have any money for stocks, you're not gonna have any money for your saving account, you know, like unless you're like really cracking down and like living in your own limits. I've actually become very financially responsible since the last time you guys have seen me. Like, I mean, well, I've been since like the last video, but like I haven't really touched base on that. Like, you know, you're not going to see me buying more Supreme until like I'm a millionaire, you know, if that happens. So as I just said, with McDonald's, I learned pretty fast that $400 wasn't enough. And then with YouTube, I learned pretty fast that like $1,000 every month was also far from enough. So then I started doing YouTube and Arby's at the same time. And then I realized, wow, I have no fucking time to do anything. I was just like, you know what? This is also like a $300 paycheck every 2 weeks. So now I'm making like, it's not enough. So then I quit there. And I don't want to say like I started thinking about OnlyFans at that point, because like I might not have been 18 and I don't want it to seem like I was groomed by the internet, even though I totally was. So after I worked at Arby's, like I think I took a year off from working because like I started doing YouTube again, you know, but like it wasn't anything special. It was just like slightly more than Arby's. And then YouTube really started to demonetize me, and like, cause you know, my videos are just inappropriate and always talking about crack and whatever. I remember I was watching this episode of Catfish where there's this guy named Dallas Wade. You might have saw that episode too. He's like a really popular OnlyFans creator. I remember like watching his episode, like he was being catfished by some bitch, I don't know. But what I do know was that he was making bank. So I was just like, all right, I'll keep that in mind. So after that, I started working at Walmart. So at Walmart, I thought it was like super dope because you got $11, and even though that's like the minimum wage for like regular states, you know, but like I just thought it was like such an increase. Not fucking worth it. Like I am out there in the cold pushing carts into fucking things and doing all this shit. I was like, you know what? Like I'm not even trying to do that much work. It's just like that much work. You work for what you get. Like no, like that was like Walmart was like the most. I don't even remember like everything that went down, but like it was a lot more than just pushing carts. Like it was just like fucking like so much shit for so little money in the freezing cold weather. And by the way, I never like wanted to work as a cart pusher there. I wanted to be a cashier or something like easier. I'm sure that's probably a different story, but they didn't have any openings for that at the time. And yeah, so I had to just settle for less. I think I turned 18 like after my third day there. As soon as I turned 18, I was like, we're making a fucking OnlyFans. So, I also didn't really know what to do though, because I was like, I don't really want to promote it on like YouTube and shit yet, because like, you know, I'm like still in high school. It's just like weird, you know, like I don't want to be like, you know, them teachers, they love to talk. Like I'll never forget whenever I was on CNN and the next day I went to school and my fucking like Microsoft teacher was like, I saw you on the news yesterday. And I was like, that's just what I need. My Spanish teacher said that she like knows about my YouTube, which like I don't care about that much. I'm sure she's chill, but like, are we gonna be chill now? But like at this point, I don't give a fuck, because like I'm making enough money to leave, but like I just haven't left yet. Hypothetically speaking, I could leave like any second from right here. So anyways, I made my OnlyFans like on my 18th birthday or whatever, but I didn't really use it yet. Like I just like had it, you know. And then one day I was on my one Instagram and someone like, I used to do story shout out for shout out on Instagram, and they were like, you want to do it on Snapchat too? And I was like, sure. And then whenever we did it on Snapchat, I noticed that this man posted a lot of images in his underwear. And he also posted a lot of guys that also are in their underwear. And I noticed they're all OnlyFans accounts. And then like I realized quickly this is a way to promote an OnlyFans almost anonymously. So I did shout out for shout out with him on my backup Snapchat, which I used for YouTube, which was on Kingified. And then I remember like getting like 99 ads in 10 seconds, which I barely had any ads before that anyways. So like if anything, that guy really just like gave me a head start and I gave him fucking nothing. But then I messaged all of the people on his story and I was like, shout out for shout out, shout out for shout out. And then people were like, I want to buy your pictures. For a time period, I was selling through Snapchat. I was doing this at school, mind you. Like I'd be in the middle of class. They're like, oh, get off your phone, quit texting. I'm like, I'm texting my mom. What in reality, I'm like, I'm selling images, you know? So I started my OnlyFans and I started promoting it. Fuck, speaking of that, I have to do shout out for shout out with Ray right now. From Snapchat, I saw someone promoting their Twitter and I was like, damn, they have like a lot of Twitter followers. So I like made a Twitter, and I didn't know what retweet for retweet was literally for months. For months, I was just posting to my Twitter and like my other Twitter, you know, and like having people follow it from Snapchat, which was such a waste of my fucking time. Like I wish I knew everything I did now. But then I discovered what retweet for retweet was on Twitter, so I started doing that as well. I also have another Instagram, which I started doing shout out for shout out on that. And my most recent, I mean, I also do Reddit, by the way. And my most recent addition was TikTok, and that, let me tell you, that one's like the easiest one, because all you got to do is just post and hope it blows up. There's not really much you can do. Like, you know, it's not like you can shout out for shout out. Like, it's all For You page type beat or like community guideline. So my other channel, all right, Deep Fried Kyler. I don't know if I'm going to keep that username, but I don't know, but it's always going to be a featured channel. So you can always find it that way if I do change the channel name. But I was like, you know what? I'm not sure about like all this on this channel, because like, you know, you guys are story time people. Like, I also have story times coming out. And, like, I know I said I was going to post a story time before this, but I lied. But, like, I have 2 recorded. I just need to post this one first, so you guys know to go to that channel for that shit and stay on this one for the story times and whatnot, most likely. I don't know. We'll see how this one does on here. If you want to subscribe, my link will be down below. But, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I'm an OnlyFans whore now, and, I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. Yes, I am being smart with my money. Like, I'm not just like expecting this to last forever. However, it could totally last forever. I'm so sick of people being like, oh, you know, in 5 years you're gonna be ugly and then it's all gonna be, no. That, like, first of all, did you watch the documentary on Hulu about OnlyFans? That bitch was 36. She's been in the industry for like 10 years, probably longer than that. It's not like you just like wake up one day and you're hideous, you know? And it's not like you just, but like I will admit though, people probably do get bored of you pretty fast, but there's also going to be like a fucking overwhelming audience to like, you know, advertise to. In the documentary, they were saying like every day 500,000 new users were added. And, like, that still might be a thing going on today. But, like, I don't know how many times you can add 500,000 people to that shit. Because, like, how many people are there in the world? But, basically, this definitely could, like, last me until I'm, like, 40 if I wanted it to. I mean, I don't know if I will, though. Because, like, it is a lot of effort. I've been playing around with stocks. I know what I'm doing with stocks. I've been watching, like, I don't want to say I've been watching YouTube videos because that sounds stupid. But, like, I mean, it's working. Like, you know, I'm not failing or anything. I'm also, like, I have other interests. But, like, I don't want to say them in case, like, I sound like, I mean, in case I don't actually do them. I'm gonna buy a complex and rent that hoe out, you know, get like these other incomes coming in. And like, I think if I do come across that shit, which will probably be like years down the line, but whenever that does occur, that'll be on the other channel, or maybe this one, you know what? I don't fucking know. Because you know what? You people just know me as like 5 different names and I'm just as confused as you are. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you guys liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, comment down below. I'm sorry I'm not high right now. We're on a tolerance break. However, we're breaking it today. So I guess I'm gonna let like the fucking crackheads in now, and I'll see you guys later. Bye guys.